In a bid to revive reading culture in Nigeria, the Rotary Club of Ibadan, Onireke neighborhood, has donated English textbooks and writing materials worth 150,000 naira to Stella Maris Nursery and Primary School, Abuja. The charter president of Onireke Neighborhood Rotary Club of Ibadan, Mr. Adedotun Amori, made the donation during a one-hour book reading session with pupils of the school. Amori said basic education and literacy were among the focal areas of the Rotary Club. According to him, there is a program which aims to raise awareness and advocacy for early learning and literacy in Nigeria. He said the program, called Together We Read, was a partnership of Rotary International and Save the Children International, an NGO.
We're from the Rotary Club, and we're here to do one of our areas of focus in Rotary, which is basic education and literacy. Now, there's a program called Together We Read, which is a partnership between Rotary and Save the Children. And we want to encourage early childhood literacy. And we chose this school, Stella Maris Nursery and Primary School, to have this book event, book reading session. And it has been a very, very fruitful one. We have seen that the kids are very, very desirous to read, and the idea is to cultivate the habit of reading in the children. We want to identify other schools. You will agree with me that schools just resumed this week, all right? So hopefully we'll be able to touch other interested schools and other underserving communities, okay, to inspire them further to read.
The president of the club for 2021-2022, Rotarian Ifeoma Iheanacho, identified basic education and literacy as critical in the efforts to nurture the Nigerian child.
Elicit the children's interest and awareness to reading, to develop reading culture, and able to project their mind towards writing books or putting their imagination into scripts. The Rotary International is global. We have our branches in every part of the world. So we also have our branches in those areas you mentioned. If it's impossible for us to extend this to, physically by ourselves to those affected areas, we could actually, get our colleagues or the other Rotarians in those areas. Government have been trying. They've been trying in their own capacity. Like we know we just can't leave everything to the government to do. We also have to try on our own parts as individuals or as organizations to also take or extend education to children all over the world, both the ones that can afford it and the ones that cannot afford it.
Okay, education, number one, is a thing for me. In my foundation, we major on children and education, and we've been part of this reading and in International Book Day and International Book Giver Day. So reading, I believe that as a child, you need to read because, like they said, readers are leaders. And anything that will encourage the children nowadays to read, because we've learned and we've noticed that most children, they don't like reading anymore. And for the park, the top of it all is the indigenous writers, for them to read indigenous books, just like Mr. Adebayo said. So it's really a nice event, and I personally took something out from it.
This program is actually an eye-opener because I see it as a way to catch them young, you understand? Because there's a difference between arranging this program in secondary schools or university. But when you do it in primary level, you are trying to catch them young, you understand? We have young ones that they actually have interest in learning, have interest in writing, putting stories together. Even some, they might not be able to put the things together, but with the words they speak out, they have this ability to tell stories. You can even put those words together in writing.